Today I'm going to show you how to quickly set up sequential numbering that dynamically restarts for each unique record on your Excel spreadsheet. Then I'll show you how to check for duplicate entries before you upload to your database. Let's take a look. In this sample file, I'm using an HRIS example where we want to load skill records into an HR database for each employee. But the two Excel tricks that you'll learn today for formatting and validating your data prior to upload can be used on any type of data, whether it's financial data for a finance system, or sales and CRM data, or even supply chain data. So there are a lot of similar use cases. Specifically, what we want to do is our database needs a unique sequential number for each of an employee's different skills. So the first thing I'm going to do is sort my data. I'm going to come up to Data. I'm going to click on Sort. We're going to sort by employee ID number and click OK. So now we have our data sorted by employee ID number. So for example, employee 7510 has 2 skills, and we want that to be numbered 1 and 2. But then employee 9001 has 3 skills, and we want to list that down as 1, 2, and 3. So what we're going to do is, now that we have this sorted by employee ID number, we're going to come up to the first cell for the employee skill, and we're going to type equals 1 and hit enter. Now, the next cell down is where we're going to start our sequential numbering system using an if formula. So I'm going to type equals if, open parentheses, and the logical test is going to be if the employee ID number equals the employee ID number above it, then I'm going to hit comma, then I want to add 1 to the number above. So I'm going to select the cell above, hit +1, and then hit a comma, and if the value is false, meaning if it's a new number, then I want that to restart with a 1, and then I'm going to close parentheses and hit enter. And now I have that formula here, so what I'm going to do is select that cell, and I'm going to bring my autofill handle over to the bottom right corner and double click, and that will copy the formula all the way down the spreadsheet. I'm going to select the entire column, I'm going to hit Control C, and then I'm going to hit Control Shift V to paste values. So now I don't have formulas anymore. I just have those numbers in my database. So that is a quick and easy way to use a sequential numbering system. For example, this employee here happens to have 5 skills. That's listed as skill 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we restart down here for the new employee. Now, before we load our data into our database, we want to validate and check that there aren't any duplicate skills. So an easy way to do that is to use a pivot table. So I'm going to come up to Insert, I'm going to click on Pivot Table, and I'm going to select from Table/Range. I'm going to put this pivot table into a new worksheet, and I'm going to click OK. And in my pivot table, I'm going to take employee ID number and drag it down to rows, and then I'm going to take the skill and drag that down below employee ID number in my rows area. Now I'm going to take the employee ID number and drag that into values, and instead of sum, I'm going to drop down, I'm going to select value field settings, and I'm going to select count instead and click OK. So this is going to give me a count, and I'm going to come up to my design, and I'm going to come over here to subtotals and say do not show subtotals. So now what this is showing me is if there is any value other than 1, so if there's a value more than 1 in this count, then that means that there is a duplicate for that employee. So what I want to do is highlight anything that is above 1. So I can select this column, come up to my Home tab, go to Conditional Formatting and drop down. Use your highlight cells rules. We're going to say greater than, and we're just going to say if it's greater than 1, we want it to be highlighted, and click OK. So this is going to identify any employee that has a duplicate record that we want to delete and fix and clean up before we load this data into our database. So for example, employee 9001 has 2 skills listed as triage. We really only need to load 1. So now we can come back over to our data. We're going to come up to the Data tab, Add Filters. We're going to filter by the employee ID number. We're going to search for employee 9001 and hit Enter. And we can see that they do have a second or duplicate skill here that we can delete. So we're going to delete that row and then clear our filters. Once you've gone through and checked for all your duplicates and made all your corrections on your spreadsheet, you're ready to upload to your database. If this video helped you out, be sure and give it a thumbs up, to like it, and subscribe to my channel for more tutorials. Be sure and leave me a comment and let me know what other data challenges you're facing. Visit my website, SharonSmithHR.com. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.